My cheating husband ruined our marriage, so 5 years later I got revenge. My husband and I have been married for 5 years and dated 2 years prior. We have never had trust issues or infidelity. We have had a great marriage, the kind of relationship where we were really great friends. We have so much in common, we can sit and talk for hours. I was his best friend, and we even hung out during guys' night, watching football, with his friends. We had a big family, 3 biological kids, and we adopted 3 from Kenya when I worked there. We have a very happy family and we love all of our kids equally. That's when my husband did it. The cheating happened when he went home to New York for Thanksgiving, 3 days early. I arrived the day before Thanksgiving. This woman was visiting with my husband's sister. They are in grad school together and they are really close friends. This woman couldn't make it home to California, so my in-laws hosted her too. Turns out they all went out for drinks. My sister-in-law left my husband and this woman alone at a friend's gathering. They're all drinking, having a good time. My husband told me they were alone talking all night. Then when they returned home to his parents, they drank more. They were up until 2 a.m. and they ended up having intimacy. My husband didn't make excuses saying it was the beer. He said he was definitely wrong. He admitted he was flattered that she was flirting with him. He admitted she was extremely attractive. He even left her alone to go to bed when he felt himself feeling attracted to her. She came to him, and they were in his bedroom. They drank and talked more on the balcony and they ended up kissing and well. They had intimacy. He told her he was going to tell me. He told his sister the next morning and his sister told her she needed to leave. So when I arrived, my husband was acting really off. He was feeling guilty as hell. Trying to hold his poop together and not ruin his family's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving night, I asked him what the hell was going on with him. He was all over me sexually, he wanted lots of intimacy, and he was very aggressive during intimacy. I told him I needed a break, he wouldn't stop. He finished inside me. Which he doesn't do. I don't want to get pregnant. I thought, this was so out of character for my husband? I asked him, what the hell is going on with him? He started crying, he started apologizing. I thought it had to do with money. Never in a million years did I think he cheated on me. He confessed everything. I listened to my husband, I let him speak. I was upset, I felt sick and I cried. But I didn't get angry. I wasn't disrespectful in my in-laws' home. I had my sister-in-law drive me into the city and I stayed at my friend's apartment while they were away. My sister-in-law told me about this woman, she apologized profusely. I saw a photo of the woman. She is 21, she is absolutely beautiful. Not saying it makes anything okay, but, wow. She is the kind of woman men would absolutely fight over. I told my husband he needed to leave when he returned home. He moved out that Sunday night. He had been driving me crazy, begging me to forgive him. He was showing up at my work. He was showing up at the house. I cannot make him leave, because he owns the home too. I told him I think I may consider a divorce, I can't forgive this. I always felt I could work it out if our marriage went through something like this. But I can't. My parents divorced over infidelity. My dad was a serial cheater. My husband has taken steps to fix himself. He is getting help. He is just going crazy because I have just been numb and in shock and I think it comes off as, I don't care. I do care, I do love him. But I cannot be in this type of marriage. I was very hesitant to break off our marriage considering it would be impossible for our 6 kids to thrive in this type of environment. The only reason we took on the responsibility of a big family was because we would be able to handle it, and that if anything happened we would always have each other. I decided that I would stay with him until all my kids are finished with high school, 5 years, and then I would leave him. I wasn't even planning on getting revenge, but after how he started treating me in those 5 years. Update, my cheating husband ruined our marriage, so 5 years later I got revenge. After my husband decided to cheat on me with a stunning model, I don't know the emotion it was, but I couldn't do anything but cry, and I couldn't even respond to him because of how shocked I was. I know that it was only one time that he cheated, and I know that this woman was an absolute 10 out of 10 supermodel, but I still can't bring myself to forgive him. He kept on begging me to forgive him, and he even started working on himself to be a better man, but I don't think I can forgive him. However, I had to keep it to myself because with raising a family of 6 kids, if the parents can't function, then the whole house would fail. So I decided to stay with my husband until all of my kids had graduated from high school, 5 years. At the start of the first year after he had cheated, he was always trying to do romantic things and always giving me attention. It felt so tempting to give in and just forgive him and enjoy the love that we both had once had. Nobody even knew about the situation from our families, so it would have been fine. And even for a while I had given myself an excuse to forgive him. Our relationship was moving back to where it used to be. Towards the end of the final year where our kids were in high school, I accidentally found out that the woman he had cheated on me was back in town, and that the company that my husband was working for was collaborating with her company. I had an awful feeling in my gut, and I wish I had just trusted my instincts, but when my husband asked me if he could go to an office party where they were celebrating a new company deal, I asked him whether that woman would be there and he said yes. I told him he could go and that I trusted him not to do anything, and he left. I couldn't sleep that night and was tossing and turning until 4 a.m., and that's when my husband came back incredibly drunk, covered in vomit. All he could say was how sorry he was, and I helped him onto the couch and just started to clean the house and stress until my husband woke up. He gave me the whole story about how he got incredibly drunk and he couldn't remember what happened except for the fact that he woke up in a bed covered in his own vomit next to the girl that he cheated on me with all those years ago. I asked him whether he had intimacy with her, and he said he wasn't sure, but regardless he knew that when he woke up, all he could think about was me next to him. Although I didn't want to make assumption and say that he cheated on me again, I didn't know what else to think. I told him that it was over between us, and that I was going to tell his whole family and his boss what had happened. He started crying and pleading with me not to, but I did anyway. The outcome was his family being disgusted and him being fired because apparently that lady was the other company's boss's wife. All the kids are on my side as well.